Hi everyone, my name is Christine Beauvais, Feng Shui expert, and I'm here to teach you just the basics of learning how to use the Bagua on your home. If you've ever read a Feng Shui book or maybe taken a Feng Shui class, you're familiar with the term Bagua. Bagua is an 8-sided octagon, and each little area of the octagon represents a different aspect. So relationships, wealth, new beginnings, self-knowledge. These are all related to your life. And in Feng Shui, this tool, this Bagua tool, is probably one of the simplest tools. There are all different forms of Feng Shui, all different types of schools, and all different types of Baguas. And I'm very big into believing that all these systems work. It just depends what resonates with you. And I have found that the Bagua is probably the simplest tool of Feng Shui, and that my clients have the most results from just using the Bagua. Maybe you've heard somebody say, oh, this is my wealth corner, or this is your relationship corner, and you thought, oh, what are they talking about? What they're talking about is Feng Shui. And what this little Bagua here, now everybody designs these differently. Maybe you've seen them in chunks of colors, or maybe you've seen them in the actual octagon. I've designed mine very simple and clear with images of the elements. And you'll notice that each of these images here represents an element, because Feng Shui is based on the 5 elements. So it starts out with the water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And you'll see that some areas repeat the elements where some are just single. So you'll see that here diagonally is all earth elements, but they're a little bit different. And then here you'll have the metal, and then here you have the wood, and then fire, and then water. So not only do you have this cycle of 5 elements, but then these also relate to the seasons. So this will be winter, spring, you see where the energy's going up, summer, and then we're coming in with autumn, and then fall, and then you're coming back to this winter. And so what happens is in Feng Shui, we talk about these 5 elements, and we use them in our space. They have colors, they have textures, they have shapes. And what we do is, when I'm working with a client, is I help them to understand how to take this Bagua and lie it down over their floor plan. Now, as you can see over here, this is just a basic floor plan of one of my clients. And what I've done is I'm showing you here, I've kind of outlined the little areas and what they mean. Now again, this is just a basic video to get you started to understand how to use this in your home. Now the challenge is sometimes not everybody has a very squared off home. Maybe it cuts off here, maybe there's parts of the house that extend here, but we're not going to get into that today. That can get a little complicated. I'm just going to give you the basics of how you can do this. Now I want you to understand that you can lie the Bagua on your entire space. You could break it down to a room. So if you had your bedroom back here, you could break this down. If this was your office, you can take this entire Bagua and just shrink it down to your office. Maybe you've heard of people using this on their desk, where they've shrunk it down and they've used it right on their desk. So what you do is, if you don't have a floor plan like this, you can simply draw one by hand, or you can actually do one in a Word document or any type of software program. Now, it's very interesting because I used to have a mentor who said that, the way you draw your floor plan is very interesting. And when I work with clients, sometimes when they do draw their floor plans, I look at it carefully to see where they make one area bigger and then they're making one area smaller. Don't get so caught up in, oh my gosh, I don't have the windows here, I don't have this. Just relax. This is just an imaginary Bagua that we're just lying down in your space. So the important key is to understand that the Bagua always starts at the bottom with your self-knowledge, your career, your helpful people, okay? So your front door is either going to fall into the self-knowledge, the career, or the helpful people. So what you do is, in this picture, here's the front door. Now, if your front door was facing this way, then you would turn the Bagua the other way and just start the floor plan that way. But for this floor plan, you can see that the front door is right here. So it falls in this self-knowledge area. So that means this staircase and this hallway and the dining room, all this section that I've outlined here is the self-knowledge area. As you see, if you move to the back, this is where their new beginnings is. So the bathroom's here and the stairs are here and the hallway. Here we have the wealth area. That's where their patio is, okay? And then it falls into these closets. Then we move over to the fame and recognition. Okay, that falls into the bedroom. But the bedroom also holds the relationship area, including this closet. Then you have down here, the kitchen is in the creativity. And then the center of the home, which is the health. And then you come down here to the dining room and living room, and you see that's where their career area is. And to the far corner is the healthful people. So as you can see, we've laid down the 9 boxes. Now, what's key here is, once you've done this, you might want to just sit here and say to yourself, well, what's going on in my life? What do I want to change? If it's your wealth area, then we're going to go here and we're going to look at your wealth area. So this is a patio, and I see this is a closet. So one of the things I may ask this person is, once I look at it, to make sure there's no clutter. If there's anything that you start today and look at from this, is 2 simple things. Just figure out what this area is and then deal with the clutter first. There's no point in getting involved in the colors of the wood or putting something here or going to, a website and finding some magical thing. It's not going to work until you clear the clutter. So you always have to look at the clutter first. So closets represent that subconscious mind. So really key here. So if this was a problem for my client and I noticed that she had just stored everything here, maybe she didn't use this patio, and there was just junk here and broken stuff, and she was telling me she was having wealth problems, well, the first thing I would have her do is clear the clutter. Get rid of it. If anything's broken, not working, get rid of it. If it's just because it's the winter and, things have to get stored, I understand that. That's perfectly fine. But if it needs to be clear, and what needs to be here is wood energy, and you need to bring in that positive wood energy. So plants that are lush and green. Well, Christine, I'm not a plant person. Okay, silk plants, fine. Bamboo is not hard to grow. Don't grow it in the ground. It just spreads too quickly. But if you have a pot, there's plenty of plants that you can put here that are very easy. You could use the patio furniture and get it in the color of green or have stripes in it, because this colors that work well here are green, purple, and red. But let me stress, if you don't like those colors, you don't have to do them. You could do stripes. You could do the plant. You could do the shape. I mean, there's so many ways to work the wood element, or just get wooden patio furniture. But it's always clutter first, then you implement some new energy there. So I just wouldn't, if this was a patio and you're like, well, that's wood, that should be fine, I would get something that set the intention. Again, you want to make it beautiful, and you always want to work with your style. So maybe you have a relationship issue. If this was your main goal, working on your relationship, well, I would take a good look at the room, go through the closet, clean out anything from previous relationships. Does your room feel like it's only for one person? Is it inviting? Does it invite another person into your relationship? Women, is it overly feminine? Okay, guys are turned off by things that are overly feminine. Don't make it strong. Balance out the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, maybe you were having a career issue. Well, then we go down to your career area. You would always check to see if everything was balanced. But again, you're going to clear the clutter. What's in this room? What does it feel good? Do the items around you look good? And you're going to look. And what we're looking at is water element. Well, how could I bring in the water here? Well, you can do a little water fountain. I mean, there's beautiful water fountains, very simple, small, little ones, but they are maintenance. I will be honest, they do take maintenance because they can get, moldy and stuff. Add pictures of water, a fountain. Add dark blue, dark gray, black, those colors. Use anything that has a wave in it. Glass represents water. Mirrors represent water. So But today I just really want you to get to understand what these areas are and how they relate to your home. So again, you can put this on one room or your entire space. But if you are looking to solve a particular situation in your life, take a look at what that area is reflecting. Make sure there's no clutter. It's the first main thing. Then go back to the Bagua and look for the elements. Look, how can I embrace these colors in here? Clutter first. I'm going to repeat that again and again, because if you don't get rid of the old stagnant energy that's blocking you, bringing something new in is not going to work for you. Also, keep in mind, if this is your sink and you've got issues with creativity, maybe you're an artist, maybe you're trying to write a book, or maybe your creativity also represents children, so maybe you're trying to get pregnant. Make sure nothing's leaking here. Make sure all the appliances are working. Make sure your doors open easily and effortlessly. So for every little feng shui problem you find, there is always a solution. I hope you enjoyed this little video. My name is Christine Beauvais, and I'm a feng shui expert. I offer feng shui consultations, and you can visit my website at christinebeauvais.com. You can sign up for my 5 free video tips, and that's in those video tips I give you expert in-home consultation advice from a client's home. Remember, feng shui is a tool that can give you another perspective on life. It can help you to see things that you're not seeing. So learning about the Bagua, which you see here, you yourself can also make these changes in your space right now. If you need help, please visit my website, and if you'd like a copy of the Bagua, when you sign up for my videos, you will also get this complimentary Bagua. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I will do my best to answer them.